This is Larly and the Lou. This is a YouTube about cross stitch and Larly and the Lou mean St. Louis, Missouri. So I'm just going to kind of do a whip parade. I'll show you some of my finished. I haven't done a video in a couple months. Just hadn't felt like it. No special reason, but I've been doing a lot of stitching and a lot of swimming, which has been nice. But so I'll just show you some of my projects. This is one that I had just kind of, and I don't actually even have the name of the project. If you really want to know, I can research it. But it's just a cute little ornament that I'd done. A few other finished ones. This is almost. I'm in real estate, so it was supposed to say like "Home Sweet Home," but I put it sold and for sale. I have this one little spot I haven't finished because it was a kit and I ran out of the thread. So I'm going to find a coordinating thread. I also thought I could put a button or some sort of doodad because this is probably going to be a little pillow just to sit over in the office for the real estate. But this, I would say, um, this one is one I've shown you a lot because, well, at least a couple times because I was working on it, but I have basically finished it. I might have showed it to you in my last video, but it is trying to show you a little bit of close-up. This border, I'm going to replicate these two triangles in a quilt. So I'm going to make like a banner, a quilted banner. So that I should start working on for you and get that done by the holidays. My goal is for November. This, I guess I need to take out of the ring. Some of them, a lot of them I stitch in hand. Some of them I do on a Q-snap. I have found that I don't like the scroll frames. I haven't found one yet that's tight, stays tight enough, and I can't get it in the correct position. Makes it easy for stitching. This one I do know. I do have the other information. This one is by one of my favorite designers of all time, Linda Myers, and this is called Cottage Quilts. And I got this, actually, if you can see, the kit for 50 cents. You heard me right, 50 cents. And it came with, I would say, most of the floss. I also vary on how I keep my floss. Like this I'm doing in the floss bags with the ring, which I think is my favorite way, because even ones that are on spindles, etc. Now this one, the kit, had some of the floss, but not all of the floss. So and the fabric seemed to be a little small, and I was doing this on a scroll frame, so I added some fabric to be able to attach it to. Then I wasn't liking it. It was a royal pain, so I didn't work on it as much. So then I took it out of the frame. Now the one thing I don't like is how the hoop, can make those lines. With the scroll frame, you didn't have that as much. So I'm working on this quilt. I'll show you this side since the quilt part. I haven't gotten to the house part yet. And then I've just got up to here. I haven't got across the top. But that kind of shows you the size and how far I've gotten. I was having a small issue where if I concentrated too hard, my eyes would get blurry. And just kind of in the center. So I slowed down cross-stitching a little bit, went to solve the, got new glasses, went to see the ophthalmologist. It said there's nothing really wrong with my eyes, maybe a little bit of dry eye. So I've been putting the dry eye drops in, and also It only happens when I concentrate. Now these glasses are the first glasses I've gotten to where I get the transition glasses and the ones that you're supposed to be able to see the computer, see. These are the first ones, like the bifocal part, and maybe because they're bigger than my last glasses, I guess, were a little bit smaller. But these are the first ones where I can actually read with these glasses, which to me is amazing. So I'm excited about that, because other ones I could always read better just by taking my glasses off, and maybe that was my problem. And I did, if you guys know anything about that, one of my neighbor who's a nurse said she thought it could be dry eye, and so the ophthalmologist said, yeah, it could be. So just you know, maybe put more of the solution in your eye, or just over the counter, just lubricate your eyes. I did some researching on my own, and I did find that they said that there's a name for it, where as you get older, your eyes lose the ability to focus, and so that could be causing it. This is one I got off eBay, Creative Accents Country Cowboy Cats. It'll be a 19 by 7, and this is on 14 count beige Aida. I got this off of eBay, and it said that it was a started cross stitch. Now it does have the floss. I put it, now this one, I put this on because it was just the strands of floss. So I put this on a cardboard thing, just punched holes in it, put the symbols, put what color it is, because this one is weird. This one, it's got like red stars are a combination of mauve and brown, and then it has black stars and blue stars, and that's kind of confusing. Like the number 2, it has a red 2 and it has a black 2. So that pattern is a little bit harder for me to follow, but this one was barely started, so this one I have been doing it, and I really have been enjoying it. Aren't those cats cute? So those are my cowboy cats, and with this being 14 count Aida, it's pretty easy to follow along. The only thing I don't like, it has a lot of them where you have to use 2 different threads together. I don't know why I don't like it. It's just not my preference, but what I could do is use some sort of fancy floss, and then it'd be more variegated automatically. But I thought, well, we're going with it. And I think this one has back stitching too, which is not my most favorite thing to do in the whole world. Okay, so next one I've been working on is, this one's another one. The pattern is, I wouldn't say it's hard to follow. And this is my first Paula Vaughn. I wouldn't say it's hard to follow, but it'll have back stitching, and it's just, some of the newer patterns are just easier to follow. This is called the Upstairs Sewing Room. Of course, as you can see, I love sewing and quilting, and so this just fits right in. So that's real cute. And this time, when we've all been staying in more, I had hundreds of jigsaw puzzles. I donated a lot of them. I got rid of a lot of them. I sold some of the fancier ones. I also had a mannequin. That's why I say this. My sewing room is so full. I had a mannequin, but I sold the mannequin because it just took up too much room, and I'm not really doing sewing clothes where I need to, you know, have a mannequin. But this one, I've been doing a little bit of back stitching as I go, but I'm working on this less often. What I did for the month of August is, and since I found that I am working less often on certain projects, what I did for the month of August was I put my whips in a rotation, and I worked on one. The maximum days I'd let myself work on them was 2 days in a row. So I would touch each one. And I have a few more than this. Not too many. I'd say 4 more that I just didn't feel like. See, and then this, how it shows you I keep in different things. This is just in a Ziploc bag. And I have the different floss. And I make my own project bags. So they're all in, different project bags. I don't, as far as project bags, I prefer the ones that are not vinyl. I've had a few issues where the pattern sticks to the vinyl or something. I don't know. And this one is just in the plastic container it came in. This one was gifted to me. And it was, if I can find the way it opens, that would help, wouldn't it? Oh, it opens on the side, that's why. It's a silly thing. And this one, I like this. This comes with the things the thread kind of stuck up in there. And you take one strand of floss and just pull it. So this one I really like. The only thing I would add to this one is, and I was looking to see if I'd done that on a few, is to have the symbol on there as well. But there's 2 of those, so and real long strands, so that you know, because this one you have to look up this. And this is Artiste Dapper Dog, and I think this Swigart 10 by 10 inch swag, and it's on Swigart. See, this one was normally $30, you can see up there. Dapper Dog, isn't that goofy? But it's so bright and cheerful. So I thought that one will be. But, like with some of the others, I am not spending major time working on it. But I did make myself, so I got my new red glasses, so I started, in August, I started on his glasses. You could see, there's some white done over here, but you really can't see. Kind of silly to have a purple nose, don't you think? But anyway, that's that. Those are the ones I've been working on so far. Guess well, as you can see, I'm trying to find a place to put them. Now this one, I had wanted this one for like ever. And this one is, I haven't started it yet, the black material. But that one, so my dilemma is, do I start a new one or do I finish another one first? Now this one, Carousel Horse, this is by Theresa Wenzler. This is my first Theresa Wenzler. But isn't that amazing? Amazing. Now this is another one where the actual colors, to me, like the one I'm going to show you next, my long dog, the colors when you order it look so much lighter, and when you get it, it's darker. This one looks so much darker, but then when you do it, it's lighter, and I like the lighter. Isn't this like truly amazing? You talk about backstitch. Isn't this going to be beautiful? So this one, see, that's where I'm working on. And this one I've done a little bit of parking. See? Oh, that's the one I forgot. I'll do it next time. A little parking. If you don't know what parking is, these I just, I didn't actually park them. I just kind of, if it ended, I just inserted down below. So the strands are still there. But, I didn't bring out that's because I didn't work on it. I don't know why. And this one has some of the sparkly thread in here. But the one I was talking about I didn't work on, I'm doing my first ever full coverage, Heaven and Earth design, where I'm parking, the real parking, to where if you have extra thread, you put it, you do a section and then you put it on the next lower or to the side spot it's going to be, to where you know. I don't know. I'll explain. That was a lousy explanation. But it's a way when um, I'm rethreading my needle, but I'm not cutting the thread and putting it under. I'm just putting it in the next available spot to pick up and do later. But see, oh my gosh, this is so gorgeous, and I really need to get busy. And this one, the thread is just down there because there's a lot of it. But this one I really am motivated to get done. So that would be the motivation before I start another one. Now, my final and apparently my favorite one is Long Dog. I love Linda Meyer and I love Long Dog samplers. Of course, there's other ones I like. And I tend to like the bigger ones. Last year I did a whole bunch of ornaments for Christmas. And I am going to try to do a few more ones because I have a second tree that is my cross stitch tree. Sorry, I think I keep shaking this. So I am going to try to do that again. But my favorite is Long Dog, and this is the one I really wanted. I don't know if any of you are like this, but it's like, do we really want to pay 20 bucks for our cross stitch pattern? And it's not that, you know, I don't know, it's just the thought of it. I don't know that it's not so much about the pattern, but about just the idea of it. But this one I absolutely love, and I hemmed and hawed and finally got it. And I did pick up the free pattern Pandemic from Long Dog Samplers, but I am definitely not going to start that until I finish this one. I did order me a cone of black DMC, so I have a bunch. And I think I'm going to do it on kind of a multicolored fabric. Black DMC for most of it, but the flowers I'm going to do in colors. And I haven't decided on the animals. And that's another reason too, I keep watching what everybody else is doing so that I'll know what to do. But this is my very favorite Long Dog sampler. It's called Spangled. And see how nice and light it looks in the picture? Peaches and pinks, my favorite colors. A little bit of real pretty green. And the background kind of looks brown. Well, the background is not brown. The background is black. So look at the difference. It's more vibrant this way, but it's not like this. Up here looks peach, and it's more of a, I don't know, more orangey. But isn't this pretty? And I did put 2020 on here because I am determined I'm going to finish this in 2020. But this is the one I work on the most. So as you can see, I am, and I love these. Like this, I assume is over here is llama, 2 llamas. And the other one I think is sheep. But isn't that pretty? Of course, with real estate, which I'm in, and quilts. But so, I might be about halfway done, so I might not get it done. Let's see, I have October, I have 3.5 months, so I could get it done, but that means I have to concentrate more on this. But, so that is my cross stitch, and this month I've been doing almost all of my Long Dog. And like I had said, I kind of wasn't doing, for a while there, I wasn't doing it as much because I was worried about something majorly wrong with my eyes. What would happen is I would, if any of you guys know about this, let me know. But I would, the first time it happened, I was sitting doing a jigsaw puzzle, 1,000-piece Noah's Ark, and it's really hard. I can usually whip those out in a couple of days, but this one is so hard because all these little animals everywhere, so you really have to, and they all browns and all kind of the same color. But I was working on that puzzle, and I'm like, this is weird. Why would they make a puzzle with all these pieces in the middle that are all fuzzy? Well, it wasn't the puzzle, it was my eyes. So And then I was getting a little dizzy, and I didn't know if I was getting dizzy because of the vision or dizzy because of dizzy.